Guys, back to the channel here. We got Slice and Dice in the house.
Hello, it's SliceAndDiceAnimations.
Will you give us a scream or a word of advice before we actually see the very namesake of your channel?
I am so excited for this movie.
Yeah, no, for real. And I was just looking at this video. Tim Allen shares Toy Story details for Toy Story 5. And that was on Kelly and Mark's radio show. Essentially, like, he was basically talking about, like, he doesn't really give a lot of detail. I mean, the clip is only like a little over 2 minutes, but it's something that's going to be reserved for June 19th of next year. So they're going with the June date once again. What was the release date of Toy Story 4? It was like June 21st, 2019, I think.
June 21st, 2019.
Can you believe that was 7 years ago compared to this movie? Man. That actually is insane. Look, I don't care what anybody says, but Toy Story literally is about the hood. Think about it. So all the toys, they have like gang names. Think about it. So one is literally named Woody. The other is Buzz. There's one called Ham. There's another called Rex and another called Slink. Okay, and Slink is definitely the dealer. If I were to actually say if anybody were the dealer, it's definitely Slink. The supplier would probably be Ham. Potato Head would probably be the mobster. Okay, and Buzz would probably be the G-Man, if I'm being honest. Woody would be the kingpin, and then, like, Rex would probably be the bouncer. So, but he wouldn't be that intelligent, obviously, because Rex is just kind of a buffoon. But Wallace Shawn is the GOAT, I will say. His voice actor is pretty awesome. He's really good as Dr. Sturgis in Young Sheldon, because that's like his archetype, that Princess Bride vibe right there. But, yeah, without further ado, there is 49 seconds of this content that we have to look into, and also a reaction from your boy MichaelKnowles, who's a really good commentator, so we'll get into it.
All right.
We got a FedEx delivery, okay.
Bonnie, there's a package for you.
She'll never be Andy.
No, she won't.
See, they're already quaking in their boots, dude. If it's another toy, I swear. Oh yeah, I forgot. The Spork had a girlfriend? Yeah.
Yeah, Knifey. Her name's...
I'm sorry, they don't count as toys. You can't make toys, bro. I mean, you can make toys, but you can't make toys, is what I mean. You gotta be like that old guy. Oh my... No. Absolutely not. No. No. You gotta be kidding me. Yo, you remember back in the day, those, This is like the Gen Z iPad. Like, you remember the Leapfrog tablet that they would give to the kid to shut up? But it would be like educational and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I had one.
Okay, that is literally this, but with more functionality.
Yeah.
I like how they just equate frogs with iPad. Well, I guess pad is kind of where they get... Okay, now I kind of get it, but...
Right. It's a clever name.
You gotta be kidding me. Toy Story 5. No. Wait, what? Dude, I thought Woody was homeless. Wait a minute. No. He literally put hoes before bros. He literally did. In the last movie, he literally left the gang. He left your boy. He left Buzz for Bo Peep, right? And like the three conjoined sheep. Dude, it's crazy how I remember this information, because this was like such an irrelevant, tasteless, soulless movie, because it was just such a stupid premise. It really was. The only solid movies in Toy Story are number 1 and number 3. Just for that reason alone. 2 is all right. The only reason 2 is valid is just because of the added characters that were necessary to cement the character that Woody had, because we talked about mainly Buzz coming to terms with the fact that he's a toy. Because really, Toy Story 1 is about Buzz, not Woody. If I'm being honest. Woody, the only realization was what everybody else has been saying, and then he realizes it when it's too late. He's like, oh yeah, I've been selfish, and like, all toys are important to Andy, Yeah. But I heard the theory that he's essentially going to come back, and he's like already if we really consider the timeline, okay, so Bonnie is, because I'm actually doing the math here, so I'm locked in. If Andy is 18 and leaving for college in 2010, okay, we're discounting jumps here, because obviously there hasn't been much of a jump since movies 4 and 5, but there was a major jump between 3 and 4 with a 1 year gap, right? So because Bonnie is in kindergarten, and before that she's what is it? She skips like, I think, was she in preschool in the third? I don't think she was.
She was in preschool in the third movie.
Okay, so she was in preschool. Oh, no, yeah. So because her mom worked at the daycare. Right, got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she was, let's just say for the benefit of the doubt, she was 4, right? She's 5 in the 4th movie. Given this, I would probably say, didn't they speculate that she is in the 1st grade at this point?
Yeah, I think at the end of the 4th movie, she's in 1st grade. Because at the beginning she was in kindergarten, and then I think it was the post-credit scene, she was in 1st grade.
Okay. Yo, I'll never forget that scene, like, where it was, and how am I remembering this? It's like just random stuff that you shouldn't be. Dude, she went in for like the orientation for like making a pencil cup, and then she thought that she actually passed kindergarten. I was like, if only it were that simple. Trust me, I would find any way to pass. Like, like, imagine if that's how like college went. It's like, oh yeah, no, I put my paper on the like, I turned it in, like, it's got my name on it. It's right there. 400 points on your SAT.
I turned
like,
in my one assignment. I'm done.
I'm done. I'm finished. I can go work. Like, no. If that was actually how the world would work, there would be a lot of fires. I will say there would be a lot of people looting stuff. Apple stores would probably be half-eaten core stores. Like that. That's like literally like what we would be living in. And I know I'm going kind of on a rant considering that this is literally Toy Story, but like, bro, Toy Story, we have to really consider this.
Yes.
It has been 31 years. Because I'm rounding up here, because this year is almost done. Can you believe that? We're almost done with 2025. We're 10 years late to say that Back to the Future Part 2 is the actual future with flying cars. I mean, we have them, but not the ones from Back to the Future. Where is the, I keep forgetting the name of the car. DeLorean? The DeLorean. Okay, I was like DeLorean. Corellia is Star Wars. That's Lando's planet. The DeLorean, is the GMC time machine that Doc Brown has. Okay, yeah, DeLorean.
Yeah.
Where is the DeLorean? Where's the actual DeLorean with the flux capacitor? Yeah, so I know what I'm talking about. I've seen the movie. All right. Where's the sports almanac? All right. I'm not saying that a guy like Biff is going to roll around and start predicting, like, who's going to be in the SEC in the next draft or like, who is who's going to get drafted to the NFL. Like, I mean, I don't know. But I'm just saying it's just plausible to say that it's kind of weird how I call it kind of the South Park paradox, because it's kind of like, you remember when they were doing the 4th grade episode? Because literally they only moved 1 grade, right? They were in the 3rd grade for a while, then they were in the 4th grade like by season 8, 7, maybe 6 or 7.
Yeah.
6, 7.
Oh my God. No.
I'm sorry, it had to be done. No, because there's probably going to be something like that. They're going to put a 6-7 joke in here.
Yeah.
They're going to do it.
I know.
They're going to do it. No, it's just, I don't understand, and not opening that can of worms there, but like, if they actually do that successfully, like if they actually get Buzz to be like, I'm in quadrant 6 or 7, like, or like, the route, or like if they're following like the GPS or whatever, like in the third, they're 6 or 7 blocks away. Like, no, just no. I can't. I don't have the energy for it. I really don't. And, we're seeing that he's missing the badge in the picture, so we know that he's technically not the sheriff. He's the emeritus sheriff, if that makes sense. He's the ex post facto not sheriff, like, because he literally made Jesse the sheriff, which is not even canon at all with the Roundup cartoon. And, we forget that Toy Story 2 is a thing sometimes because it's literally full of a bunch of characters that literally don't matter other than Jesse and Bullseye, and only one of them can talk. So I don't know what gives. I don't know. How does and I'm not trying to think about this too hard. It's kind of like the thing with cars. It's like, do they have auto or life insurance? And they're like, well, both, right? And I'm like, no, that's not how it works. And secondly, if they're cars, who made them? Okay, who's their creator? Because if you really think about it, they do believe in God, at least some of them, because I can prove it. Why is there the Pope in the second movie?
Yeah, car Jesus.
There's literally well, I mean, not Jesus, but like the Pope is like a living person right now, like not spiritually, but I mean Christ is living, obviously, praise God, absolutely. But obviously Disney would not put Jesus in a film just because Walt Disney be like
Yeah. Oh,
not
man,
sure about that.
Right.
Yeah, Walt Disney be kind of tweaking sometimes, but yeah. Yeah, but he it all works for the House of the Mouse, and when it comes to copyright and when it comes to I don't know, when it comes to just making movies, it's just Disney has not been consistent. I would say probably the last movie that was actually really good, probably see, Onward was kind of mid. There was a lot going on even though the message was good.
Yeah.
Luca was actually pretty adequate. I would say I liked the premise of the story, but I would say the strongest movie that they have, if we're discounting Pixar films, so Incredibles 2 would be the last good Pixar film, but with and I'm saying this like as a bare minimum because that film was not as good as like some of their other content like Brave or like Toy Story 3 or anything like that.
Yeah.
If I'm being truly honest, I would probably say because people are raving about Inside Out too, but I think it's just a repeat of the first. Think about it. All the new emotions are just variations of the previous ones. It's like anxiety is just a hyper version of fear.
You could say that, yeah.
I
could
like
see that.
what is it? Ennui is just a more depressed version of disgust. So it's just it's the same thing. It's just it's these emotions are on roids. But like the first Inside Out was actually really good. I don't deny that because it is unhealthy to be joyful all the time. Like you have to have a balance. So I would say, yeah, 2015. But Big Hero 6 in 2014, that was such a good movie. That actually was a really good movie. Big Hero 6 was actually a really good movie. People thought it was a joke at first. It was kind of like when I saw like the trailer for Jojo Rabbit. I thought it was a spoof because I'm like, oh, it's Taika Waititi. It's like we're talking about the man who like literally like made. Well, it's funny because he made the best Thor movie and then he had to make the worst Thor movie. It's like he got the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man treatment. It's like the first one is the best one that was made. This is my opinion though, and then the second one is the absolute worst, and it's just yeah. But Jojo Rabbit became a very serious film because it was a dramatized black comedy satire. But it also showed the darker truth about, like, a kid like Jojo Betzler. I think that's his name. Yeah, I know it's short for Johannes. Scarlett Johansson is his mother, and, like, Sam Rockwell is, like, his mentor, but he's, like, a Nazi officer or something like that. I'm getting ahead of myself, but essentially he learns, like, the truth about, like, what the Germans actually stand for, and that, being a little... Schutzstaffel is not really like all cut up to be. It's not all like, glory and all that. It's very disgusting. It's very nasty. But with this, it's just, I would say, yeah, probably Big Hero 6 or Inside Out would probably be like in that area. So like, yeah, 2014 through 2016. I'll give leeway for that. But anything after, it's just, what are you doing? The film's just declined in quality every time. Yep. I don't know.
Yep.
But I agree. I mean, that's just Pixar, right? So, well, Big Hero 6 is not Pixar, but Inside Out is.
It's Disney. Yeah.
Frozen 2 is actually better than Frozen 1. That's unpopular opinion. But, I mean, is there anything more to this? Only in theaters, June 26. Okay, yeah, this film is not yet rated. Yeah, it could be R. You never know. I mean, R-rated Toy Story, I mean, I could actually...
No, I don't think so.
If it is... Come on, at least push it to PG-13. Like... Can we get a little bit of like like oh no
oh no, you're being a little too risque. What's funny watching on the iPad?
No, oh no, put the parental control back on. no, dude, you know what would be funny if the kid Bonnie right, yeah, got into like politics or something and started listening to like Joe Rogan on that iPad. Just like Joe Rogan podcast. Oh my god, like Joe Rogan podcast. Like, or no, if it just panned to like. I remember it's like that part in like Ralph Breaks the Internet, like where the kid is playing the video game and like the rabbit explodes. or something after eating like a crap ton of
Oh,
pancakes or something.
yeah, I know what
No,
you're talking about.
somebody, I don't know if I've seen this, but it'd be kind of funny. No, I'm making this up. Yeah, no, but it'd be kind of funny considering that I watched the Tucker Fuentes interview. Somebody would put like a Nick Fuentes rant on the iPad instead. Just be like, if you sleep with your dogs, you are disgusting. All right. First off, they're animals. They're animals. Okay. I have two. Well, matter of fact, my parents have two dogs. Okay. I live in Chicago, by the way. But they're animals. And they're walking in their piss, they're walking in their crap, and then they get in your bed. Like, just wow. And I know I'm getting ahead of myself because this is freaking Toy Story.
Yes.
But why are there 5? They're doing it with Shrek too. Like Meat Canyon made fun of it. It's like, oi, get out of my swamp. Like, but
At least they didn't change the designs for Toy Story.
No, that is actually true. That is actually true. So they did it slightly between movies 2 and 3, although it wasn't really that. It was better. It was just fluid, right? It didn't look stiff like because when you watch the first movie,
the 11-year gap.
The first movie, they had no face for Andy's mom. Not really. It was very vague. And then the only other design for a human in that movie was Andy. He was the blueprint.
Yeah.
He was literally the blueprint for even a character like Sid. He was just a meaner, scarier version with braces on.
Yeah,
and a
unibrow. The background of Andy's friends during
they're all the same. They're just different races. Yeah.
Andy.
There's like 2 Latinos, 1 black, and like 2 whites or something like that, and then like Andy, who's like the only one, and you can't even tell them because they all look the same. They all look the same. It's just copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. You know?
It is the limited animation and design at the time.
Yeah, but yeah, no, but that's what makes it nostalgic though. It's they had time to design Scud the dog, but they just forgot the people.
Yeah, it's charming, for the era.
Well, they did it. They did it for Mario too. They actually well, Luigi is what I mean. The reason they actually created Luigi was because they wanted to make a player 2, right? When they were making Super Mario, and the only color that they had available was green. And it was probably good that they had green because I think because the overalls were already blue, so that would kind of confuse people. And blue is the other easy color to do because those are the 3 colors that your eye pretty much perceives when because there are 2 parts of the eye that are able to attract light, cones and rods. Cones detect color. So that's why we have like RGB lights and stuff like that, like in computers and bulbs and all that stuff. But no, green kind of balances it out. I don't know. If I'm being honest, this movie is... First off, there should have never been a 4th movie. There should have just never been a 4th movie. The 3rd one ended perfectly because that story is over. We don't need to start the cycle over again. But now that you restarted it with a 4th movie, first off, you're not going to name it something else. Like there's a reason they don't.
Set of toys.
Well, I mean, there's a reason they don't call it Top Gun 2. We call it Top Gun Maverick. And like I remember an interview with Tom Cruise. It's like this is the reason. It's because Top Gun Maverick is really good. It's better than the first one. Why? Well, okay. Granted, it's yes, it's the new thing. It's been how many decades since Top Gun in '86, and what was it? Top Gun Maverick was 2022. So if we do the math here, we're talking about like, sorry, my brain is dead. It's a long day.
36 years.
36. Wait. Oh, yeah, no, give or take 4. Yeah, no. So it'd be 36. I had to work back there. Yeah, no. So it'd be 36. Yeah, thank you. No, I'm usually good at math. I don't know why I did. Yeah, no. But it is, 36 years. So basically nearly 40 years. And, to get an Oscar in sound, kind of self-explanatory, but you cannot appreciate... I don't know how many people I've talked to where they've seen Maverick and they have not seen the original Top Gun. And I'm like, man, that's like saying you've seen Gladiator 2 and have not seen the first Gladiator. It's like...
Right.
But Gladiator 2 was good, but it wasn't great like the first one. You know what I mean? Yeah. There was no need for a sequel. But with Top Gun, at first you're like, did it really need a sequel? Now we're like, yeah, it needed a sequel. Like, now that we think about it. There are rumors of a 3rd movie. I really hope they don't spoil it. And then without going overboard on the topic of this trailer, so we're actually going to watch a reaction by your very own Michael Knowles if I go into this. And he literally goes on this is 7 minutes, so this should be fun.
Go to a restaurant and look around at the kids at the restaurant. I bet you a lot of them are going to be sitting there on their stupid idiot machines.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I've seen it. I've bore witness to this at a Cheddar's, at a Cracker Barrel, at an IHOP, at a Chili's, just every major sit-down restaurant with a booth or multi just set up, in the corner, and there are always 2 kids with iPads. I swear, at least between 2 and 5 kids. At least that is like the average, because the parents don't want to deal with it. They're like, nah, give you the iPad, you can. And it's not even like it's not even like it's Angry Birds or Temple Run, like what was actually like the only thing that you were allowed to do if you were given the phone for 5 minutes, and they timed you, right? But I never did that when I was a kid. I'm sorry, I had a book with me when I was waiting or something like that. If I was, if my mom or dad was in a meeting or something like that, or if they were out and about and running errands or whatever, and I had to wait, or it'd either be a book or I'd be doing probably homework or maybe writing something. I kept a journal sometimes, whenever I wanted to write something down, or just ideas for writing short stories or a book. I'm still trying to see if I can have the time to write a book. I'm just very busy with other stuff, but
I had my Nintendo 3DS, so it wasn't exactly
but same. Even then you had limited options, right? So it's like Eric Clapton, for example, had a Game Boy. Every time he went on a plane, he would, and it was just a simple, and it's just, you give these kids iPads. First off, these are not cheap. This is not a Toshiba Handybook, as Leanne Cartman would put it. Cartman's mom literally said, oh, the Toshiba Handybook is half the price and it does everything the iPad does. Cartman's like, no, I want the iPad. And I'm not going to go into the explicit detail because it is funny, but this is a family show. No, but in all seriousness, it is a pretty disgusting revelation that Cartman that creates for, and it's the one time that Mrs. Cartman literally snaps at him. This and the time that he took over her realtor job by starting a rival company. So that was the other thing. But for all the other times, even cannibalizing his own father, Scott Tenorman's parents, he never got in trouble for that. But the one time where he embarrassed her in front of the people in the Best Buy, just no, you don't get an iPad and you don't get KFC. He's like, oh, I know now, it's a no word, I can't say certain things. And she's like, well, that's why you're not getting anything. And I'm like, wow, that is actually the first step in the right direction. You're no longer a millennial parent. And then it just regresses with her literally. I will never forget that scene in the Warcraft episode where Cartman is like, bathroom, and he literally takes a dump in a pan that his mom brings because he's so fat and lazy to actually go to the bathroom. And it's him and the gang, Kyle, Stan, and Kenny on the PCs, and they're fat as hell. And they got the Red Bulls and the Doritos and the PC setup and the RGB lights and whatever, and they're in the basement. They're in the basement.
Neckbeard desks.
Yeah, that's literally what it is. They were turning into the only thing they couldn't do was grow the actual neck beard. So it really was just, yeah. Oh my word.
Moral education. And
so Michael is just going on here.
Toy Story 5 looks like they're totally killing it. We'll get to that in 1 second. First, go to goodranchers.com.
Yes, Good Ranchers, dude.
I adore Good Ranchers.
It's so crazy because I was when Brett Cooper was with the Daily Wire, that was literally when I'm blanking out here. Oh, no. So that was one of her main spots. It was that and what was the one Rough Greens? Oh yeah, for her pets, for Rocky and that other dog. Yeah, I don't know the name. I just know Rocky because he was the crusty white dog that everybody poked fun of or whatever. She's like, oh no, I'm one of those dog owners with a crusty white dog. It's okay, whatever. But Good Ranchers, very good meat. Somebody actually commented, I think one of the top comments when she posted that she had her baby, So she and Alex, like when they were expecting, like, you know, she was like listing the weight or something like that on the day that the kid was born. So he was 9.1 pounds.
Jeez, that's a big baby.
I'm like, damn, that's a big boy. Like,
Yeah.
top comment is something I would have never actually said or considered. Somebody said, dang, bro was on that Good Ranchers diet. I'm like, facts. For real. Just a little nugget of trivia.
100% American meat from local farms.
Okay, so we're gonna fast. I know this is the sponsor.
It's even.
Good company though.
Than any meat burgers you've ever had. Buy my meat subscribers to any Good Rancher. If you're first, .com this holiday season. Make it full of delicious meals. Use code Knowles, KNWLES. GoodRanchers.com. Let's get back to the tape.
All right, here we
I
go.
Toy Story. I remember when it came out. In fact, I was playing Randy Newman the other day on the piano and the ukulele.
Oh yeah, that's right. He knows how to play I know about the ukulele, but the piano, he knows how to play the piano too. And he can actually supplement that narrative with actual like footage of him doing so. Like I remember this was like he would have been at Yale when this I think, or even prior to that, he would have been in high school actually, because this was like around the time that South Park was out. Because he watched the second episode when it aired. That's how old. Yeah. That's how old. Like, not how old he is, but like how like, because he's not old. He's a millennial. He's not that old. So he's.
God, friend in me. Another great Randy Newman song is "Short People." Just not. It's not quite as like happy-go-lucky, is it? But,
he has another song called "Short People." Randy Newman. It's not quite happy like "You Got a Friend in Me," but I knew how to play it.
It was a great movie. One of the last really great kids movies that was ever made.
It was.
And the franchise
it was.
Generally has been
exactly.
No, because notice Disney runs out of ideas. Like when they say, "Oh, I wonder what happens if toys can talk." Okay, well then they go, "Oh, I wonder what happens if superheroes can talk." Okay, I wonder what happens if emotions can talk. I wonder what happens if animals can talk.
Bugs can talk.
Or bugs. Oh yeah, no, Bugs. Bugs Life is goated though. Let's be honest.
Yes,
I love Bugs
absolutely.
Life. Anybody who says that the Ants movie is better is actually kidding themselves, because this was when Disney was actually good. It's like you're gonna harvest all the grain until like, and you have until when the last leaf falls, or we're gonna kill you. Like, it's like yes, now we're getting there. Like the stakes are high.
Hopper was a fantastic villain.
Say that again.
Hopper was a fantastic villain. The villain, the grasshopper Hopper.
Yeah, no, I mean, because you said fantastic, dude. When you say fantastic, you're inclined to say that again, you know, because of Fantastic, Fanforstic 2015. He's like, say that again? He's like, it's fantastic. He's like, oh, I got the team name now. It's the Fantastic Four. Like, yeah, no, that new movie was really good. But Michael is onto something. Toy Story 4 is a very valid movie or sorry, not 4. Sorry, Toy Story in 95 was a very, God, Toy Story is in 95.
Mm-hmm.
That is actually like the fact that it is 30 years old, 31, on its way to being 31 is just insane. It's insane to me.
Yeah.
But it seemed to stay relatively true to itself. It hasn't been completely gutted and wiped out as Hollywood has done to most.
Well, most of the acting cast is still there, except for like Potato Head, who died like of natural causes. So it's like. Okay, so same trailer, so we're seeing an authentic... He's viewing this on X, that's funny.
Bonnie, there's a package for you.
Bonnie is probably gonna just make the people who appreciate Toy Story hate her even more. Because she's literally like the Rey Skywalker of Toy Story. It's like if Andy was Luke Skywalker, she is Rey, she just has to ruin it.
We're only listening. All the toys are terrified.
All the toys are terrified. That's so valid, though. Because it used to be, because the first movie was, oh, there are other toys, right? And the new thing always gets loved. Like, you know, not loved genuinely, but they're infatuated with the idea of it. So it became, oh, cowboys are old and space is in. You know, it's kind of like the culture in the 1920s. It's like, oh, this is out and that's in. There was like... even in the show, but on Netflix, but when I read the book, so in A Series of Unfortunate Events, the 6th book, there was a character named Esme Squalor, one of the Guardians, who turned out to be a very notorious criminal who sided with the villain Count Olaf. But she essentially was so interested in Thad. She's like, oh, you know, dark is out and light is in. So she literally made the whole building like turn off the lights because she lives in the penthouse with her husband. Or like, you know, parsley soda's out and like pinstripe clothes are in. Or you know, a certain restaurant's out and this place is in. And it's so stupid. It's like people's obsession with like sneakers or Hydro Flask or Stanley Cup. Dude, it went from like it went from the thermo like mugs or like the Starbucks cups to Hydro Flask to what is it now? The Stanley Cups, and then the Owala bottles, and then the fidget spinners, and then all the just a bunch of stupid stuff. It's just, I don't understand. It's just more useless junk that people are gonna dig up one day and be like, yeah, people spent $50 on this waiting in a line for 5 hours.
I never got the whole obsession with sneakers. Like,
no, some of them are valid, but like, let's be honest, most of them are just ugly. They're ugly. Yeah. It's not even like it's a good shoe. And they don't even last that long.
Shoes I just wear all the time.
I have, and here's the thing: I keep mine in good condition, and I only got good shoes like recently, like maybe like probably prior to this year starting. That was when I got a new pair of shoes. The last pair lasted me, I kid you not, all of high school until then.
That's awesome.
It literally lasted me like 6 years.
That is incredible.
So we're talking about like the end of my freshman year. Like that is how, and they were still good. They're still in good condition. Like whenever I have an old pair of shoes, like the previous pair always becomes like, you know, yard shoes or like gardening shoes. Yeah. That's what you do. And then I just take out the inserts, put them in the new ones, and then like that's how it is. And you know.
Right. You don't even need to buy new shoes. You just
keep
using the old ones.
No, you only need dress shoes, work shoes, like non-slip, and then your sneakers or tennis shoes or whatever. That's all you need. You don't need a dozen pair of shoes. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. Yeah. You could be putting your money towards more useful things. So it's just, I don't know. Let's skip ahead or like let's play.
Let's say it's over. The age of toys is over. What is the horror?
Bro, I completely forgot about that. It must have just for a split second. Buzz, would he click the button on Buzz's helmet when the iPad came out because of how toxic it is? That's such a cool inside joke. But Michael's like, yes, they fear the iPad. They fear the processing unit of this new toy, or, you know, this new like thing that will take control of toys. Because then here's the thing, iPads have power, but once again, we forget the capacity that these devices have, especially in the hands of a user that knows their way around the technology. Because that's the era we're in. It's not a matter of AI is coming after your jobs. It's people who know around AI that are coming for your jobs. The programmers, the people in networking or cybersecurity or you know, just computer engineers in general or computer science or anything in that field. And I'm not an expert on this, but just anybody in that field will know their way around a laptop or an iPad or a phone or anything like that. I mean, they, you know, and then they program these iPads into toys as well. They there are some really weird ones. You know, like Moxie. You know what I'm talking about?
Moxie. What is Moxie?
So it's like that robot that is like it's kind of like a pill-shaped robot, but like, and it's so scary. If a kid has no friends, and this thing is expensive, this is like over like $1,500 or something. I'm like, apparently these things cost a lot. These are like nest eggs. These are like car payments here. Moxie is like this interactive robot that talks to your kid, and it's weird.
Oh, this thing.
It's like, yeah, you're looking it up right now. Yeah, no, here, I'll look it up right now. No, Moxie is this. Yeah, if you not Moxie robot. Yeah, it's literally this thing, and it's so creepy. And I swear the thing spies on you because I'm pretty sure this thing has yep, the camera is right here. I'm pretty sure.
Oh my god, that's terrifying.
Yeah, you're not telling me that's scary. It's just I just don't understand. And then yeah, not to mention these things can be hacked. They can be hacked, and we've already seen it. You've already seen, and even though this movie is not as good as the original, like Child's Play in 2019 is pretty indicative about like what happens when you integrate technology into the home. There are other movies that do it too. I mean, Megan is another one. What is it? Afraid is another one, like those movies. But even then, the original counterparts, like when it comes to technological influence, I mean, The Matrix, Terminator, all those movies are prophecy. They literally are. They literally are.
Right.
And it's just, I don't understand it. I remember like Father Mike Schmitz, a Catholic priest, was literally saying that, and he's well known, like, you know, with Ascension and all, and you know, his involvement in the church as a priest. But he literally said those videos of me are deep fakes. Don't give your money to these people. You know, the only thing that we're asking for are donations to build a new church in this area. That is it. We're not asking for your, like, if you pay these people, this is a scam. This is not me. I do not say things like that. You know, like,
Scary.
coming from a priest, you have to know things that they would say and things that they would never say. So it's just, I don't know. And it is kind of valid, like, why I think this movie could be successful, just because of the nature that the movie presents, because it is current with the times. We've not updated to the point where screens are prevalent. You know, Andy had a flip phone in the third movie. Now we have full-on iPads. So, you know, Ralph Breaks the Internet
was
was...
going to do good regardless. 3 and 4 both made $1 billion. So
That's true. That's true. But people only watched 4 because of sentimentality, not because they knew that. People don't want the story to end, and all stories end. All stories end. All of them.
right.
And it's only a matter of time. It's like... And people are so impatient well, okay, so on one hand, it's lack of creativity and laziness when it comes to, like, for example, George R.R. Martin. Even the way his name is stylized, it's like you can't help but think he's a J.R.R. Tolkien wannabe, just because of the way his name is stylized. But secondly, because Tolkien is better in every way. It's just my opinion. Because A, I've never watched Game of Thrones, I've heard of it, and I think it's an insult to the genre. Because it's just so repulsive, and it's not even creative at all. And there's no magic. There's no magic. How are you supposed to write a fantasy series, A Song of Ice and Fire? Like, how are you supposed to write that without magic? It's horrendous. Anyway. And then he got too lazy. He would not publish the books in time. So they literally continued without him. HBO continued without him. And made a very, like, from what I hear, it's an anticlimactic ending. And, like, I think there are 8 seasons. So, like, the 8th season was not that great. And then there was, like, a prequel called House of the Dragon. And it's just when people take matters into their own hands, it's not good. Like, you're seeing it with J.K. Rowling, you know, and her fighting, like, HBO. Once again, it's always HBO. It's always HBO. And there, with the whole rebooting Harry Potter thing, and, you know, the feud with Emma Watson, it's like, what is happening? And, you know, as the author, you have the right to, you know, in that case, you have the right to, you know, tell people why, like, you know, this is wrong. You know, because it is her series. She gets to decide when it's over, and it was when the last movie came out in, like, what, 2011? Yeah, Deathly Hallows Part 2 was, like, 2011. Yeah. And it's different in George R.R. Martin's case, because he was doing it for a quota. He was doing it for the deadline of making sure that the next season came out, because that was a show, not a movie. Movies are a little bit different. You just have to make sure that, you know, in time for the next project, and then you can satisfy at least for another year. With a show, it's like you have to do a lot of shooting on multiple days, not to mention the airing of each of the episodes is also, it's not really a break. They're shooting the next season while that show is being aired.
Right.
They have to do it for Percy Jackson very quick, because Walker Scobell is not going to be that young forever. Like, he literally, his voice dropped, like, after the first season. Like, the first season, he's like, "Hi, guys, my name is Percy Jackson. I'm, you know, Mini Ryan Reynolds. I know, I love Deadpool, too." You know, you remember him as the little kid from the Atom Project. And then in the second season trailer, and a friend of mine, like, and you probably, you know, our friend Fighter, he literally, like, reacted to it as well. Oh, yeah. And he said, "Bro, the voice drop is real." He's like, "I'm Percy Jackson. I'm a Half-Blood." I'm like, dude, the voice drop is crazy. It's like Daniel Radcliffe started that trend when he you know, he's like, he got the squeaker voice in the first movie, and then the voice just drops in the second. It just drops. It just, yeah. It's crazy. I don't know. Continue.
That has destroyed the age of toys. It is an iPad.
It is the iPad.
So true. I'm really encouraged by this. I don't know anything else about this movie other than that point is totally right. And what's so amazing about it is that it gives a thesis It kind of completes the setup that you had in Toy Story 1 of what toys are for.
Yes.
What are toys for? Toys are for cultivating the imagination, cultivating delight, cultivating what you do in your leisure time from the time that you're 2 years old or younger, all the way up until you're an adult. I just mentioned, coincidentally.
Facts. Like, what do you think we were doing with army men or dinosaurs or whatever? Like, I mean, it's the same thing. Or with girls, it would be like, the Barbie house and, like, I don't know, the American Girl doll or something like that. But with guys, it was just like, monster trucks, trains, cars, usually vehicular, like, stuff. And then, like, Legos was for both. Both boys and girls played with Legos. That was a thing.
Legos were great.
And, like, nobody cared about who played with what or whatever. It was just awesome to just do that, like, until, like, the age of probably, I would say max 9, 10. Yeah, I would say so, because that's when I started to stop seeing that. And, like, even then, as a kid, I was hardly ever inside. I was always outside. You had limitations because of, the homeowners association with those Karens, but, put that stick down. You don't know what you're doing. And I'm like, you're not my mom. Okay? Like, no. Okay? I'm 8. I get it, but no.
You can't tell me what to do.
Don't tell me what to do, and you don't have control over your 5-year-old. I'm just saying. Hear me out. Hear me out. Yes, I have the stick in my hand. Hear me out. You have a 5-year-old who is probably starting a fire in your kitchen right now trying to cook glitter in the oven. Hear me out. How about you actually discipline the kid that you actually have instead of going out to find trouble with kids that you don't know at all?
Wow. Wow.
It's like, unless there's something illegal or something that's, actually, like, messed up that's happening, like, if I was actually, like, the one starting the fire in the kitchen or whatever, but even then, what are you doing? You're not the parent. You're not. So unless it's wrecking public property in plain view, you have no right to basically just tell people what to do or to. My problem is, and this is like every time, people would park literally on the fire lane, and it's like, how are we supposed to get through? That's like, oh, we're having a dinner party. Okay, we get you're having a party. Can you park like everyone else? Literally everyone else. And it's just, I really don't get it. And millennials kind of started that trend, and then now we're seeing it with, Zoomers thankfully have hope. We do. We do have a resurgence in people coming back to their senses, going to church, having traditional values, and literally, knowing that technology is it can be a tool, but it can be a very, very volatile weapon as well. And in this case, Toy Story 5 makes it abundantly clear that it can be a weapon, because it more or less is.
Yep.
I bet money, because you remember there was a special called That Time Forgot?
Yes, it's 2014.
Okay, it was a similar predicament. It was Christmas, right? And she had a friend named Mason, right? And she went to go visit him in his house. What was he doing? Was he playing with the T-Rex toys, or what was he doing?
He was on his what was it, VR video game?
He was playing video games. He was playing the PS, okay? He literally, or whatever he was doing. I don't know, Xbox, whatever. I mean, it's sad to see that Xbox lost the console wars, but whatever. Okay, let's just say it's a PS, at the time, PS4, okay? Because, like, the PS5 was not out. This was, like, what, 2018? Something like that?
2014.
This is 2014? Dude, how is this possible? Okay, point is, anyway, yeah, because it was before Toy Story 4. That does make sense. Anyway, so it took the entire 30 minutes duration for Mason to realize that video games don't make actual friends. Like, you have to interact with people. And and this is the whole thing why this is the one thing that I don't like. Parents set kids up to be friends with each other just because they live in close proximity.
That's
not how it works at all.
No.
It may work for a year or two, but then you'll forget that kid. You'll forget that kid. Trust me, I was in the same boat. It'd be like, and they're in the same grade and they go to the same class, and why didn't you go?
That doesn't mean anything.
No, it doesn't. And it's, and then I'm looking at the kid and I'm like, Mom, that's probably not a good idea. And, he likes Pokemon, and, like, I don't know about that. No, I'm not dissing on anybody for Pokemon, but like, just, I don't know, certain things like Pokemon didn't entice me at all. And, sometimes the kid was weird, or like they'd be talking about like cartoons or something. I didn't watch a lot of cartoons growing up, man. Like besides like Phineas and Ferb or like Ben 10, I was only allowed to watch like actual substantial shows, and I'm grateful for this. My parents we would have a tape, and we would run the tape, and we actually had a box TV with a VHS. We had a VCR, and you would put the VHS in. There'd be like 10 hours of content on there or something like that. And that's what you would have. You would have like either Saturday morning cartoons, like, Looney Tunes, or like, Phineas and Ferb or something like that. And then you would have like, episodes of The Waltons or Alf or Little House on the Prairie or Family Ties or Happy Days or something like that. Something to that effect. But they were shows that all taught valuable lessons. Waltons taught you the meaning of hard work and honesty. Little House on the Prairie taught you basically the same thing, but on the home front. Alf was just comedic, but it also had some occasional life lessons in there, minus the cat eating, of course, because you know how people on Melmac be. People on Melmac be tweaking, bro. When Gordon Shumway wants to eat Lucky, man, that's how you know it's going down. But, Happy Days a lot. Henry Winkler, like, Fonzie, like, when I mentioned that name, people are like, who? And I'm like, the coach from The Waterboy, like, and they're like, oh, yes, of course I know. Like, that's where he got his start. That's literally, like, leather jacket, like, that's the whole look, because he was the cool guy, He wasn't Potsy, he wasn't any of the other guys, he was Fonz for the Fonz, so it's just, I don't know. And, Saved by the Bell, love that show. Family Ties, Michael J. Fox, like, all these shows are they're really good.
Right.
And they actually taught, now we have this just pure utter garbage, like whether it be like what they did how they defiled Sesame Street, or like Blue's Clues, or Transformers, or like just anything else, literally, or Ben 10. Oh man, dude, when they rebooted that series,
it looks so dog
shit.
shit.
It looked so awful. Oh my.
One of the worst things I've ever seen.
And it's just such lack of creativity has caused people to just rehash something that already exists.
Yep.
I knew this guy, and he's like trying to write like a book or something like that, or like a screenplay, because he wants to get into filmmaking. This is not Red Light Dino. This is not the friend of ours. This is somebody else, because Red Light actually knows how to do an original idea. So at least that's one thing. And with a little bit of critique, he actually is pretty good.
Absolutely.
This guy literally says, oh, what if I do like, a fungal infection that like, spread. I'm like, bro, that's like the plot of The Last of Us. Have you ever played that game? Like, it's a show now. And then he says, okay, what about it's funny. What about a king who's so desperate and he has to like conquer everything and then like kill his enemies that get close? I'm like, that's the plot of Macbeth. Just add 3 witches in there and it's Macbeth. Like, that's literally the plot of Macbeth. He's like, oh man, okay, whatever. He says, what about a savior who like, battles between light and dark? I'm like, Harry Potter, Star Wars, Percy Jackson, please tell me more. And I'm like, okay. And then there's just, I don't know. And then don't get me started on like vampire lore or like anything werewolf related. Like, I have a soft spot for like Teen Wolf and like a few episodes of the Vampire Diaries, just because Stiles Stilinski is a really good character in Teen Wolf. He's like the best character in that show. And then, Tyler Hoechlin, keep forgetting his character, Derek. I think his name is Derek. Yeah, Derek. He's also good. Yeah. But and so Teen Wolf is good. Vampire Diaries, the only character that's good is Damon, because he's the fun one. That's it. But like, if you're talking about Twilight, man, like Kristen Stewart is just a terrible crier. Like, don't get me started on that. And like, Edward is boring. Like, the only character that's worth watching is, besides Charlie anyway, her father, is Jacob.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just lack of originality. And now we have Toy Story 5 once again. It could be good. Could be a warning, which is what I think it might be. I think the film will be barely passable, if you ask me, because it's going to be very annoying to a lot of people. Just be like, this is how far we've come.
I hope it's better than the 4th movie. That's all.
I think it will be mildly. I think it will be mildly. And the only reason I could tolerate the 4th movie was because Key and Peele were in that movie as well. So it's just, I could watch it because comedians in a children's movie usually amp everything up. It's like Adam Sandler in bedtime stories. You know what I mean? So it's just it makes things a lot more interesting. But now we have Bonnie is officially the Gen Alpha iPad kid, 6 to 7 days a week.
Oh my god.
I love, playing the piano and playing the ukulele. I don't do that for work. I'd love to, it'd be amazing. Someday maybe I'll retire from politics and media.
And just play ukulele.
I'll retire from the cigar business. I'll retire from,
I'll retire from cigars.
And I'll just go on a ukulele tour. But
yes, dude, ukulele tour. Dude, he needs to, I'm so, because you haven't heard, did you hear about Tom McDonald?
What happened to Tom McDonald?
Okay,
recently?
Tom McDonald, he released his last 2 albums.
Oh yeah.
It's rumored that, and I feel like he'll take a very long break if he asks me. He's released 36 songs. He released 2 albums, back to back, independently, I might add. So after the single with Charlie Kirk, he released 2 albums, and then he said he wanted to spend more time with his girlfriend, more time with, just relaxing, because he is busy like all the time. The guy has a lot of drive for success, and he's, for an independent artist, hitting Billboard numbers like that and being certified on like multiple different occasions is crazy. But he's earned it. He really has. And it's funny because he's Canadian, but he loves America so much. I'm pretty sure he's probably going to be like, guys, I'm taking a break from touring because I'm actually going to become an American citizen. I'm like, yes, sir. Like, no, but in all seriousness, it's just, yeah, no, he's earned it. And it's funny because MichaelKnowles is a very big fan of his. And I was like, after Ben Shapiro launched that single with him, Fax, right? I was like, can Michael do like a ukulele collab with Tom McDonald maybe? Or like maybe Matt Walsh could do like a banjo thing or something like. I was like, it could be like a, like a Daily Wire family band with like Tom McDonald heading the project or something like that. I don't know. Maybe like a sound effect of like Jordan Peterson in the background. Just be like, I don't like Kermit the Frog. Like, Jim Henson was a terrible stoner. Like, he's like, if you're going to go to Home Depot, it's got to be a stable 2x4, and you have to go to church afterwards, made of the wood made from the 2x4. Or something like that. Like, I'll say something like, and then he'll just be like, Epicurus was very clear that wood that is made just because it's fun is not actually stable wood. Or something like that. Like, he'll just, I don't know, I'm making stuff up, but just because Epicurus would say, yeah, if it ain't broke, I don't know, if you want to no, he was more like, if it ain't broke, you could totally make it broke is what it is. If it ain't broke, don't fix it is more like Epictetus, which is like Matt Walsh's line of thinking, which is more like Marcus Aurelius or Seneca. That'd be more like the Stoic point of view. But Epicurus basically believed if it looks fun or if it, looks enjoyable, do it. You only live one. He was the first YOLO philosopher, is what I tell people.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's just, the iPad craze is real. And this was long overdue, I will admit. I just didn't think Toy Story would be the movie to do this.
Yeah, they kind of waited a little bit long to do this issue.
Because they have the capacity to do it with, like, Inside Out or, like, Wreck-It Ralph. Yeah. Or even with a Sony movie, like the Emoji Movie. Like, they did it, but very unsuccessfully because the movie was not that good.
Yeah, it was dog shit.
So it was just, now we have an opportunity, but apparently it's just with the first Pixar movie that is just so fine-tuned to people's childhoods. It's just like, that series should have ended in 2010 as it should have. I think a very strong adversary with considering a bear that smelled like strawberries is a good ending, okay?
Yes.
Also, it has been confirmed that Sid is the garbage man in the 3rd movie.
Comes full circle.
It comes full circle, and he's so traumatized by toys that he takes care of them and cleans up after them. So,
yeah.
It's just a hobby. It's something that gives me delight for itself. I don't need to be that good at it. Winston Churchill wrote about this in Painting as Pastime. He said, if you're reading this essay to learn how to paint, you're too old to be a good painter. But it's okay. It doesn't matter. That's not what it's for.
That is actually true.
It's for giving you something to do in your leisure time to help you think.
It's
to help you
enjoyable.
see the world, to help you relax, to help
Connects
you
your synapses,
delight.
makes you relax.
That's what toys do. And the age of toys is over.
Yes, it is.
Look around at little kids. Go to a restaurant and look around at the
They'd be
kids.
whipping those iPads
A
out.
lot of them are going to be sitting there on their stupid idiot machines.
Yep.
On their iPads. And I know why parents do it. There are going to be parents listening to the show right now who say, oh, yeah, that's me. How dare you, Michael? How dare you criticize my parenting? I get all the reasons because kids at restaurants are super annoying.
They really are.
Start swinging knives.
There are two places where kids are the most annoying. Restaurants are one. You know what the other one is?
What is the other one?
Okay, let's just take doctor's office off the table because that's there's a valid reason why that. Okay, airports.
Yes.
And even on the plane, the kid that kicks you in the back of your seat. I know ads always perpetuate that stereotype, but it is actually true. There is a reason it's a stereotype. If I had a nickel for every time I've had a kid sit behind me and started kicking my seat and annoying the crap out of people sitting next to him, in front of him, or behind him, it just it pisses me off. And then the iPad comes out. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean,
it shuts them up.
It just, don't be the millennial mom in the Walmart telling your kid that it's time to go and you'll get V-Bucks if you go. I can't. I don't have the energy for it. Just stop kicking the seat, all right? Stop complaining, shut up, do what you're told, and no iPad at the dinner table.
Yes.
Stop giving your kids phone. No kid should have a phone before the age of, if I were to actually say when you should have a phone, because it's going to be a flip phone. Because I got a flip phone when I was, maybe 11 or 12, just for, safety. And to just, call my mom to just call. That's all I could do. Call and call. That's because texting was just so obsolete on that phone. You had to click four or five times to put one letter in. To shuffle through the letters because the letters are on the numbers, so it's I believe it was GHI was number 7 or something like that. You know what I mean? So it's TUV was 8 or something like that. Yeah. No 8. No. GHI was 4. I know this stuff. PQRS was number 7. TUV is 8. Yeah, because that's the sequence because it went from left to right.
Glasses of water and they yell and they cry and I know. And when you put the idiot machine in front of them, they shut up. They become...
I like how he doesn't say iPad. He hardly says it. He just calls it idiot machine.
And then you can have a nice dinner with your wife or whatever. I know, I get it. There's a reason that works. Because when you just stick a kid in front of a screen, it used to be when you stick a kid just in front of a TV all the time. Now it's even worse. Because
at least the TV doesn't move. Now you have what we call mobile devices, so that makes it worse.
It's all on demand.
Kids should not have access to Netflix at all. And when I say that the minimum age for a phone should probably be and if they can account for the responsibility of it, probably 16, 17. If I'm being truly honest, there's a reason that a lot of school districts are banning phones. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Stick a kid in front of that. You mollify them. But you halt.
They're in their own myopic little world right there.
In some ways, you open them up to learning all sorts of bad lessons.
Yep.
So in that way, their education continues, often in a bad way. But in the sense of education as cultivating delight and loves and joys, that's over. You just stick them there and you lobotomize them. And if you do it long enough, you legitimately lobotomize them for the rest of their lives.
This is true.
Really good stuff. I'm excited. This is the first Hollywood movie I've been excited for in years. Good lessons. What's the point of education? What's the point of play? What's the point of toys?
Dude, it'd be kind of funny if Elon Musk made a cameo in this movie. Just be like, AI is real, but I can show you the way to immortality. My net worth is almost at $500 billion, which it actually is. It's at I checked today. It was at $491 billion. You're telling me that your net worth is 491 followed by 9 zeros.
Jeez, that's a lot of money.
That is literally what you were telling me right now.
Yeah, it's gonna be a trillionaire pretty soon.
Yeah, that would be 1,000 billion. right? So we're talking
Right.
1 followed by 12 zeros.
Oh my God.
You would have more money than Apple had when they released the iPhone.
Wow.
That is how rich you would be. The entire share, the entire stock. Because Apple was the first to hit $1 trillion.
That is insane.
Yeah, Vladimir Putin only wishes he was that rich instead of just being able to steal from people, right? Just, yeah.
Right.
Elton John is probably just quaking in his boots, being like, I could never make that many concerts, but I could release another album. Just, no, Elon Musk is like, send another rocket. We'll probably get it. You know, it's funny because I do like to troll a little bit on certain social media platforms, which I will not specifically disclose, but
we do a little bit of trolling.
We do a little bit of trolling. We do a little bit of trolling here. Like, I did endorse a certain candidate once. He was pretty great. Like,
That's good. Okay. All right. I know it's bad for conservatives to really have any hope. I know it's bad to have any optimism, especially when it comes to Hollywood. That's reacting to a major point. It's another point that we talked about the other day, which is a lot of our political problems, we think of them as abstract ideology or just merely the violence of the left. They come from somewhere. And a lot of them are technological changes. Get back to what Hassan Piker was saying. Hassan Piker was saying, I feel no patriotism of any kind.
See, that's funny coming from a very progressive left streamer who literally was caught rioting in the streets. So we're talking, it's just so funny coming from a guy like Hassan Piker.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
He really is an idiot. Like, no offense. It's like, take politics off the table. Like, Hassan Piker is not that intelligent of a guy. He really is not.
No, he's not.
And it just amazes me. Like, yes, you will have people that you'll have your nutcases or whatever, but Hassan Piker's his own demographic. He is his own world.
Yep.
Because it just amazes me. Like, the stuff he will say and the stuff he will do, more importantly, to get attention is insane.
Yeah.
Well,
But he's addressing this too, I
that's
guess.
Probably the technological change of global interconnectedness, of streaming, of the fact that
Was that a smoke alarm? Wait a minute, what?
What?
Wait, I'm totally turning this up.
connectedness, of streaming, of the fact that you can feel a greater affinity for someone on the other side of the world than you do to your own family. Because when you go and you just stream all day, you're beaming yourself out of your community, beaming yourself somewhere else. Sometimes that can be fine in its proper place. Other times it can really, really screw things up.
I could swear that I literally heard. Come on, I heard the hood cricket, bro. I heard the hood cricket.
And joys. That's over. You just stick them there and you lobotomize them. Lives. For in years. Play. What's the point of toys? What's the really have any hope? I know it's bad to have any. I talked about the other day, which is a lot of our political problems, we think of them as abstract ideological changes. Get back to what Hassan Piker was saying. Hassan Piker was saying, I feel no patriotism of any kind. Well, why is that? In part, that's probably the technological change of global interconnectedness, of streaming, of the fact that you can feel a greater affinity for someone on the other side of the world than you do to your...
Yeah, I don't think that was it. It might have been a background noise on your end, because I'm not hearing anything on my end, at least.
Yeah,
but
probably was.
No, it'd be kind of funny if there actually was a smoke alarm beep. Just be like, oh, we're like that, right? Are Bonnie's parents poor now? Like, did they get fired from the... Did she get fired from the daycare? Did her mom get fired from the daycare? Like, Sunnyside wasn't good enough, was it?
No.
It's like Lotso's like, she don't love you no more. Oh, actually, no. Lotso is not even running the joint. Sorry, he's in the garbage truck life. Forgot about that. If he is alive at all, because, stuffed toys don't have a long, longevity. Their half-life is not that big. So
Nope.
it really just amazes me. And he just goes on to...
Is when you go and you just stream all day.
This last
You're
part.
beaming yourself out of your community, beaming yourself somewhere else.
This
Sometimes
last
that can
part
be
is
fine
very
in its
true.
proper place. Other times it can really, really screw things up. That was a great clip.
he has, God, the next video literally says Michael Knowles reviews "I Sit in Parks" by Kelsey Ballerini. I mean, I love country. I love Chesney. I love Luke Combs. I love Scotty McCreery. But I heard of Kelsey Ballerini. I heard one of her songs. I was like, not really too impressed with it. I've heard a lot more like better records from people like Lainey Wilson or Shania Twain or Carrie Underwood, most importantly. But it just I don't know. Not really sure. He does like Music Mondays or something like that, and he reacts to them and whatnot. But yeah, that's kind of it. I mean, any last thoughts? Just
all I can say is I hope this movie does well, and I'm excited to see what Pixar has cooking up for us.
Yeah, I mean they better. I mean they're gonna wait an entire like how many months until this movie comes out. You know what? It's November right now, so we got
Like
another 6 or 7 months. You know.
Oh my god! Oh,
You walked into that one. You actually kind of deserved that one. You earned that one.
damn it!
Yeah. No, it's actually kind of started affecting me like on a daily basis. Like I was like, wait, can you tell? Like, just no, because I would actually. It's funny. I was taking a test today in class, like just and it was a pop quiz over the readings, and the chapters were, I kid you not, chapters 6 through 7. I was like, no! I was like, oh, no! Just, I don't know. History was the same thing. It's like, on this Roman piece of architecture, can you tell me, like, just, no, and I wasn't even thinking about it. It's just so subconsciously saying it. I said, which one is which for Mark 6 and 7? I'm like, no, just no. If they actually put that in there in a Pixar film, that's going to be funny. That's going to be genuinely funny. But, I mean, that's kind of all I got. I mean, and you yourself kind of summed it up. We'll have to see what it is. I mean,
Right.
I said the same thing with Red Light, like, when he basically commented on my video saying, you had the same reaction I did to the Jurassic World trailer. We'll see what happens. And, I was just disappointed. I was very disappointed. It was a very 2 out of 5 movie to watch.
Yeah.
And I haven't reviewed it yet, but I plan on doing so. I just haven't had the time. Been very busy. So, I mean, that's why I've not been uploading recently. So, like, the last thing I uploaded, I think, was... It's a really good movie based on a book by Colleen Hoover called Regretting You. It's really good. Highly recommend you check that out. The last series I reviewed was A Week Away. The series, which is really good. Angel Studios is one of my favorite production teams just because they are independent of the main Hollywood stream. So they make films like Sound of Freedom, The Last Rodeo, Sketch, so films like that. And, they make a lot of independent content and a lot of wholesome content, I would say. So they're really good when it comes to making quality films and shows. So definitely check them out. Yeah, Regretting You as well. It's really good. And yeah, more movies coming your way. But I mean, I don't really have anything. There's going to be more collabs too. Slicey is going to be back. Should there be another? We might actually, because I've yet to see, because I haven't had the time to do so. I have not seen the second Zootopia trailer. So that could be another thing, because I have an issue when you set a precedent that there are only mammals in Zootopia, and suddenly there's a snake that spawns in the second movie. Okay, great. Now you're confusing people. What is the standard? You know what I mean? So it's just, how do we tell people apart now? Like, because we were aware that there were only because I was like, isn't it kind of weird how Zootopia only has mammals? It's like Sing.
Yeah.
The Illumination Sing had like mammals, birds, reptiles, fish. They had squid. But in Zootopia, all the animals were mammals. They were mainly African or Asian animals, with certain exceptions. They would be like, and there were like 4 different classes of size. You had like the rabbit size, you had like the rodent size, and then you had like the moderately big size, like, the lion or the ox or the tiger or whatever. And then you would have like your damn like big size, like, hippo, giraffe, like giant animals or whatever.
Yeah.
But they would all be terrestrial mammals, right? So, and that being said, what's next? You're going to introduce marine life or whatever? I'm getting ahead of myself, but it's just movies. They want to talk about expanding lore, but they have no justification for that lore. you're like, you're forgetting, oh yeah, this happened, okay, whatever. And now, like, with Toy Story, it's just, apparently it's leaves room for interpretation when it comes to how iPads have affected kids. If they're going to acknowledge a philosophical interpretation of it, by all means go for it. But if it's going to be another cash grab, I really fear for Pixar's wallet at this point. So
Yeah.
that is
We'll
all I
see.
got. Yeah, that is all I got. But nice nice for you to tune in. You know, any last remarks, Slice and Dice?
Well, let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Yeah, maybe Woody actually might return to the bathroom one day. But
Yes.
yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, more fun episodes coming your way. There might be another production in the future for you. But in my case, if when the movie comes out, I'll definitely be seeing it, seeing if it's worth
Me too.
watching, so then I can tell y'all if it is worth watching. But, that's all I got. So I'll see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Later. Bye.